If you're traveling to Turkey, you have to make time to see the ancient city of Ephesus. We still wanted to see if it was worth a visit during the coronavirus pandemic. But unfortunately, we arrived a little too late on the first day and had to come back for another day. But before returning, we wanted to start out first at a nearby unique village, Şirince.
Good morning. Right now we are heading over to Şirince Köyü. Şirince means sweet village.
15 Turkish liras to park your car here in Şirince to then explore the village for the rest of the day.
Only 570.
It's a tiny village.
It is.
We've seen smaller, but this is pretty small.
When you're in Şirince, you should definitely try wine. They actually don't make the wine just from the grapes. They use different kind of fruits to make their wine. We're gonna try, but Steven's not gonna drink as much as I will because he'll be driving later on and we have to head over to the Ephesus later. Sorry, babes. Of course, the second we came into the village, we stopped by at the first wine house and they are doing free wine tasting. And the first thing that we're gonna try here is the cherry wine. I like it. You get the cherry taste. The secret of Şirince is they make sure that they get you drunk in the beginning of your trip so you'll have a pleasant time. So you always think that's a sweet village because everything is sweet. Now I'm trying the melon wine right here. This is not for me.
If you like, we can taste some of them. We can see the difference between. This is natural one by
Black
the camera.
mulberry.
It tastes a little similar, but it's not same. Okay, I can help you. We will be drink later.
We learned two important things about Şirince. First, it was going to be one of two villages in the entire world to survive the Mayan apocalypse. And then also that there was a big exchange between Saloniki in Greece and Şirince here in Turkey. Greeks went back to Saloniki and Turks came here to Şirince Köyü.
We stopped for this stone coffee. The sand is protecting the heat. It's still keeping it there. And this is a special kind of stone that they brought for this special purposes. And there's a heat underneath. And the sand is always warm. And that way, it's helping the coffee to be made.
Çok lezzetli. Ellerinize sağlık.
Afiyet olsun.
Çok teşekkür ederiz. We finished up at Şirince Köyü and we came over all the way to see Mary's house. Virgin Mary was believed to live here.
Parking is 15 lira. Entrance is 45 lira if you're a tourist. And it is about 25 minutes from Şirince village. Now we're going to see this really quickly and then we're going to head over back into Ephesus to complete our Ephesus tour from yesterday. Apparently in 1891, this whole area was discovered thanks to a German nun who had visions and dreams. Even though she never left Germany, she was able to describe this place in exact detail. And they actually found this house where the Virgin Mary lived, all because of this woman who had a dream, even though she had never left Germany. No photos or videos inside, so see you on the outside.
It's such a small place. The second you enter, you just feel the energy inside, and they don't take a lot of people all at once, and they respect you to take time and pray inside.
So Mary's house is open every day, 9 to 5, so you could plan around going to Ephesus and come to Mary's house. And inside the house itself, there's actually a nun who stays there and prays and only speaks Italian, but she's there to pray over Mary every single day. So now we're gonna go back to Ephesus, and we're gonna start from the top. Normally there's tour buses there, but during the coronavirus time, very few tours are coming to Ephesus. So we'll see you there.
Here we are again.
The ancient city of Ephesus is actually 100 lira to enter, and during the coronavirus times, the current times to enter are 10 to 6:30 p.m. That was actually extended from 4:30 p.m. And we definitely recommend coming on the later side or very early in the morning because it gets really hot here during this time of the year. September, October, April, May are definitely the best times to come. Most of Ephesus is actually still underground. Only 25% of it is above ground, and we're gonna go explore that 25%. The one good thing about coming during the coronavirus time, even during sunset, it is pretty empty around here. Under normal circumstances, there'd be tons and tons of tour groups, and there's a lot of empty spaces to social distance, and we really are appreciating that.
Where are we?
This first stop is the Bulletarium. It is where the council members of Ephesus debated on laws, all the way at the top, of course, because they wanted to be at the top and look down the hill on their subjects.
This place is all to ourselves. Look at this. Nobody's here. This entrance is separating the city area of Ephesus Now we're gonna walk our way down the library section.
So interestingly enough, they just opened these to 6 o'clock today, I guess. We were here yesterday and they weren't open at 6. It's 45 lira extra, but you get to see the terrace houses that have just recently been excavated and added to the Ephesus Museum. This is actually Gökçe's first time seeing it. She's been here before, but hasn't seen these either. Those mosaics are really incredible. There was a blue one also when we passed by on the way in. I mean, it's really pretty in here, and it's incredible to see just how big some of these houses were.
The one and only habitat of these terrace houses right now. Ephesus is actually a port city where, even though right now it's 12 miles away from the water was up until here at the time, and the port city was basically tying the east and west cultures at ancient times.
Just like Istanbul does today. Pretty cool.
Actually, after Istanbul became the capital of Roman Empire, Ephesus basically became the secondary place.
And that's your fun fact for today. Awesome, Gok.
The mosaics here were apparently reflecting the social and educational values of the house owners.
Another reason to come into the terrace houses is check out this incredible view behind us. You get to look down and see their view that they had down on the entire city of Ephesus. And it's incredible.
The Celsius Library right behind me is the third biggest library in ancient history after Alexandria in Egypt and Pergamon in Turkey. And this was a gift from Mark Antony to Cleopatra. No pressure, Steve.
So the Celsius Library actually was the third biggest library in the world, like Gökçe said. It had 12,000 scrolls inside, which is kind of a mind-blowing amount.
Yeah.
And eventually Alexandria got a little bit jealous.
Of course.
And stopped sending them the scroll paper. So Celsius had to come up with a new way to write down everything. They found new paper, and then they started to bind them, and they created the world's first books. The other cool thing is inside, there were actually 3 stories, even though the facade on the outside is showing 2. So it was definitely a lot bigger on the inside, even than the outside showing, which is super impressive for an ancient civilization that survived both ancient Greece and ancient Rome.
Just like you, Hayatım. Much beautiful inside than outside.
Thank you. Today, the major port city of Turkey is Kuşadası, and if you come in there, you could actually take a day tour from your boat up to Ephesus, and we recommend doing so. But back in its heyday, Ephesus, of course, was the major port city, and for people who wanted to come in and find some extracurricular activities, they left the first ever advertisement right here for them to find exactly where to go to find those. If you're wondering if Ephesus during the coronavirus is worth it, I mean, there's no people back there. Just Gok and I. So I highly recommend coming out to Ephesus and coming out to Turkey right now because of the fact that it's a lot emptier than what it would normally be. So we made it to the ancient amphitheater of Ephesus. It could hold 25,000 people, and the best seats were probably actually up at the top, 38 meters high. You could see down the marble walkway to the main street of Ephesus, all the way down to the port. It stretched for almost a mile or 1.5 kilometers long. And it must have been something to sit up there back in the day. And now Gökçe is actually headed up to that top right now to get the beautiful sunset in. And I'm gonna go join her. What a view. You can see straight down the marble road and the sunset. If you thought we were gonna end with the amphitheater, you'd be wrong. Because we saved the best for last. The public bathrooms of Ephesus. It's potty time, ladies and gentlemen. Directly behind us is the public toilets of Ephesus. We just made it before sunset and time to leave, but this is where everybody in Ephesus, in close quarters, went to the bathroom. And if a rich person wanted to come and have the bathroom, they would have their slaves come and heat it. So see, it wasn't the Japanese first with heated toilets. It was Ephesus. That's it for our Ephesus tour. We're leaving now.
Congratulations, Steve. We're the last people to leave.
I think we earned our dinner with all the walking we did today, and yes, it's pretty cool to be the last people out of Ephesus for today. So there's literally a flock, a herd of sheep right behind me, coming straight through, and there's a freaking ram coming straight through the Ephesus parking lot right now. I have no idea how we're gonna get out.
Oh my god, look at this ram! He was eating from the tree. He jumped up. Look, he's gonna do it again. Look, he's doing it again.
The goat literally eating out of a tree. That poor guy's late to the party. Bye, sheep. 6 a.m. It's still dark out. I hope this is all worth it.
This is awesome!